linked to the case are not true. And they are still investigating whether the events at the school contributed to this tragic decision. There was a particular setup where for the lack of homework, one had to cough up 10 to 20 rupees. And teachers, classmates and the school authorities, they're all being questioned. A departmental inquiry is also underway. But let's tell you what happened, because as we discuss this story tonight, it's important to remember that the investigation is still under progress. It would be unfair to jump to any conclusions or assign responsibility whether the facts are truly established. But the incident does compel us to ask questions. Where does discipline end and emotional distress really begin? A safe classroom is what our students deserve. Do schools today have enough systems to identify children who may be silently struggling? And in an age where academic pressure, peer pressure, social pressure, validation, constantly all of this is increasing, are we paying enough attention to a child's mental health? Every correction made by a teacher may be well-intentioned, but every child responds differently. Sometimes what seems like a routine disciplinary action to an adult may feel overwhelming to a young mind. Let's move beyond this one incident and discuss the larger issue. How do we create schools that are not just centers of learning, but also safe, emotional spaces for our children? Joining us on the broadcast is Dr. Jayanti Datta, psychologist. Many thanks for taking out the time, ma'am. And Srimati Rashmi Malik, principal at the DPS Bhiwadi. Many thanks for taking out the time. You see, Madam Principal, let me begin the snowball with you. What is your assessment of what played out in this Bengaluru school? Many teachers have their own way of working with different students. Some students respond differently. Another timid personality might take it in an overwhelming manner. Isn't it incumbent on the teacher itself to understand that there are different psychological aspects in different students and to approach them all very sensitively?
Yes, first of all, good evening. And it's very disheartening and it's very, very painful to hear such news, when these little students, they take such extreme steps. The first thing which I would like to do is obviously pay my condolences to the family. I mean, it's very, very heart-wrenching. Even, think about such kind of incidents. Secondly, I wouldn't be commenting on what happened there because I have no idea. Investigation is on, and whatever is hearsay we are hearing. What I can understand.
If I were to draw your attention here, Madam Principal, just very quickly, I don't want to put you in a spot for you to assess what exactly happened, but the police have put out in the report that this entire exercise of coughing up 10 rupees, 20 rupees as fine for homework not done, where do you see that happening?
No, I don't know. I mean, I'm also surprised just hearing this because this is a very, very old school kind of method which used to be done, in various convents, if I remember, 10, 20 years back. But right now, I don't see any school, doing this. And this is a very, very shocking kind of thing that why 10 or 20 rupees are being asked to ask from the students. For such kind of homeworks and classworks. I mean, money, how come the money is related to such kind of work?
And it's almost as if you're punishing the parent, not the student. So the student also has to bear with it, the responsibility and the pride of the parent.
Absolutely, absolutely. And if a child is unable to do the work, it's actually teacher's responsibility. It's not the parents, it's not the child's responsibility. Automatically, you need to understand that if a child is not able to complete the homework or classwork, there must be something lacking in the academics, the teaching learning process in the classroom. So money is obviously a big no. And yes, the kind of things which I read in that news was that the child was harassed for, maybe giving a nickname to a teacher.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know. I mean, the child, obviously the child is a teenager. We can see this a 13-year-old child. The teenage is a very, very sensitive age. So teenage, we all as educators need to understand how to handle them. I'm not saying that only the teenagers will be so sensitive. Right now, we can see every individual because of the social media, because of the virtual world they are into. They have a lot of pressure, and they are under pressure from the peers also. They are under pressure.
It's great that you understand that, Madam Principal. It's very nice to see that, we have headmistresses out there who understand that putting our lives on social media is also a necessity. And it also comes with a price and a cost. Let me bring in Dr. Datta, who's been very patiently waiting. Many thanks, ma'am. My apologies for coming to you, after such a long span. But you see, ma'am, children, they fear disappointing their parents. They fear disappointing their teachers. They fear disappointing themselves, their idea of the id, the ego, the superego, all of that put out on social media. You want to, fantasize about the life that you can have. You want to also showcase to your friends that you have it all going good. And you have the pressure of the pride of your parents on your shoulders at such a young, nascent age of just 13 years. That can sometimes be too much for a student to take on.
The most disheartening thing about these incidences, which hurts me, is the insensitiveness of the teachers. How can you be teaching in a reputed school and be so negligent about the EQ of the child? We all emphasize internationally now, more than IQ or SQ, it is the EQ, that is the emotional quotient. Specifically for a child of her age, we all know that it has been researched and it has been proved that the peer support, the peer appreciation, is the most important component for these children. And what they do gets totally decided by how the peer group takes it. Now here, I am aware of most of the school-going children who are of this age. They do play with the nicknames, Each teacher is having some nickname or the other.
Ma'am, the teachers know about it as well.
They know it.
Yeah,
yes,
they know it.
Yes. I've been in the profession for more than 42 years. People will call me, JD, Jayanti Datta nahi bolte the, JD, or Psycho Ma'am. And, this is something, I took it with a smile. And, in my class, they will say, oh, JD. And then they will say, oh, sorry, ma'am. I took it in my stride.
Yeah.
This is the profession where you should be proud that you are grooming a child. What the child becomes tomorrow,
very well said, ma'am.
80% depends on your hand. Now, if a child is pushed to committing suicide, I think it's a total failure, not only of the teachers,
absolutely
also
shameful,
of the
absolutely abhorrent.
Yes.
JD ma'am, if I may call you that as well.
Go ahead.
Ma'am, you see, after a tragic incident like this, and we're running out of time here, so please exercise brevity. My final question to you. Many parents are watching this tonight as well. They must be worried about their own children at school. What are some simple things that they can start doing at home to relieve that pressure from them, to support their child's mental health? Because it's also unfair to put all the blame on the teachers. There's a lot that happens back at home as well.
Yes, the first and foremost thing which really works wonders is try to be a friend to the child. Don't go on dictating that do this, then this, do that, then I will give you this. For heaven's sake, for 15 minutes to 20 minutes, come down to the child's level and let the child believe that you really mean what you are saying. And believe me, lot of mental health issues are sorted out if the child is convinced that this particular parent I can really trust and I can confide in this parent.
Yeah.
And if you can do that, you will save a whole lot of emotional problems from the child.
Many thanks, ma'am. Many thanks. You see, the case is still underway, but every child deserves a dignity in the classroom, and it also, they demand actual safety. A safe classroom is what, not marks. Safe classrooms is what we actually need for our children out there. Final 20 seconds, Madam Principal. Would you like to give a message to all the viewers out there? Final 20 seconds, ma'am.
Certainly. For the schools, I would request them to put respect as the foremost value. That should be the most important value in a school.
All right.
For the parents, I would request them to be in continuous communication. Even if the child has told a very small thing in the house, they must contact the teacher. Well, it's not about complaining. It's not about fighting. It's about just that they should speak to the teacher that what happened, because the child feels supported. If
The
the
child
parents
feels
speak,
heard. The child feels that the child
Yes,
belongs somewhere. And
yes,
I think that goes a long, long way in these situations. We're going to leave it at that. Many thanks, Madam
yeah.
Principal. Many thanks, Dr. Datta, for speaking to us. As JD ma'am, her students
Thank
lovingly
you.
called her. Many thanks for
Thank
taking
you.
out the time.
Thank you.
It's abhorrent. It's shameful what has happened to the student. But let's hope that good sense prevails. Everybody needs to do a little bit more to make our students feel a little more welcome, to feel that they actually belong. With that, it's a wrap on this edition of In Your Interest. We're going to catch you again next week. Many thanks for watching.